Something truly evil is going on in Canada right now, and the world is just letting it go on. Canada is currently mass murdering their people through a so called medical practice they call MAID. In all reality, this MAID, which they call medical aid in death, is all in reality just medically assisted suicide. They are having people who are hurt and put in the worst possible place in life come in and die, literally get killed by these so-called doctors. These people are pure evil. It was originally legalized with the goal of putting people on death's door to an easy and painless death, so they didn't have to go through the long process of dying. And many people were actually in support of this because they didn't see the slippery slope it would eventually go onto. At the beginning of this legislation, between then and December 31st of 2021, there had already been nearly 32,000 deaths from this so-called medical practice. This is truly disgusting, and it's not like these numbers were staying consistent either. They were going up each year, with 2020 having 7,500 deaths from this practice. This is truly disgusting. And while this legislation clearly began with the goal of simply putting people to rest early that were already dying, it is now being offered to people with mental disabilities and people who are just in a hard spot that just don't want to go on anymore. It's truly disturbing what they're doing. They have no value for life over there anymore. Their people don't care about living. It is a true embodiment of just showing how little the Western world actually values its people and life. From an early age, kids are already told that anything they do is truly meaningless in the grand scheme of things, and they're just a speck of dust compared to the rest of the world, which just isn't true. Everybody has meaning, everybody is important, and everybody has a major impact on the way this universe is going. People need to recall this because now they don't care if we're just killing each other at this point. It's not getting punished. That's right. Over 30,000 people have been killed by the Canadian government, and nobody cares. It's truly, truly terrible and disheartening seeing what's going on over there. And America tends to follow Canada. We cannot let this happen to our beautiful country as well. It's truly disturbing what's going on at this point. It's awful, awful. Now, if you believe this lack of care for human life is something only going on in Canada, you would be wrong. Europe is already adopting this as well. Just look at countries like France who have the same policies going on. Canada is a little bit more advanced with it, with allowing mentally ill people to proceed in this disgusting act. But Europe is beginning down that line as well, because the Western world, they don't care about life. Our people are sad. Just look at them. The people, they don't value life anymore. They're all under the same situation where they have nothing to work for anymore. Everybody's been turned into the exact same little person that doesn't really bring any true value to their country. Just look at men, for example, in the Western world. They're not valued anymore because lots of people just don't see a need for them. That's why men have such high suicide rates right now in the United States specifically. But the rest of the world clearly doesn't care. At least the Western world doesn't care about life either. You don't see this type of stuff going on in Asia or South America or Africa because they actually value each other and they value life, and they understand that life is meaningful and shouldn't be taken for granted, and it's not something that you should just give up on because you're in the dumps. And instead of putting this funding to killing each other, it should be going towards programs to help people that are down, people that are hurting mentally. It shouldn't be used to literally mass murder. And if you think that, if the doctors are and can talk these people out of suicide, they literally can't. They're supposed to not only encourage it, make them feel like it's all going to be okay, but separate them from their families so they go through with it. This is literally just destroying someone mentally that is already suicidal to the point where they allow you to kill them. It's truly, truly terrible and an awful act going on in the Western world right now. Now, if you don't believe me when I say that Canada has begun to kill off its disabled and impoverished people with no hope, just watch this video right here.
Hello, you've reached the Provincial Health Services Authority telephone line for medical assistance in dying.
The countdown to Joni Cowie's death has begun.
Your call is important to us.
If you call the number on the government website, they will provide doctors that will sign off for you.
Like many disabled Canadians, she is stuck in a cycle of poverty and despair.
It's no hope for anybody in Ontario. That's a good boy.
So she's planning to end her life
Up.
with the government's help.
They could have me dead in 90 days. That's what I was told.
If that doesn't make you mad, I don't know what will. That is a woman who is clearly in fear constantly. Just look, she's wearing a mask inside her own home. She's still terrified from what the Canadian government pushed through propaganda on her during the COVID-19 so-called pandemic. It's truly sad. And she's hopeless. I mean, just listen to her own words. There's no hope for anybody in Ontario. That's what she said. She feels like there's no brighter side. Instead of when she calls the government hotline, instead of them encouraging her and trying to give her hope and trying to give her a way to fight back and try to build herself back up so that she can feel like she's truly living again, they tell her, in 90 days, we'll kill you if you want. Then they encourage it at the same time. Disgusting, truly disgusting. Despicable behavior by the Canadian government. We need to put an end to this. Please help. We need to fight back. Guys, it's time you start fighting back. Share with people about just how terrible this is. Get this into the world's eyes. Get this into your fellow Americans' eyes. Let Canada know that this isn't acceptable and this is not something we will tolerate in our Western world. They're our brothers to the north and we gotta support them. So let's do it together, guys. Thank you. But that's going to be it for today's episode of Strange Investigations. I hope you enjoyed. I was Ron Swanson. God bless y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.